And then it keeps freaking raining outside. That's why I'm good. There's nothing but disaster coming to Tennessee. I'm sorry to tell y'all that. I appreciate this apartment and everything, fine apartment, but it's just nothing but disaster. Disaster after disaster. Of trying to find a place and the people freaking criticizing you, being homeless, trying to take advantage of you, being homeless, coming in your freaking apartment and they're trying to freaking do stuff to you to get your stuff messed up. Freaking racist slurs living here. The freaking people being nosy, trying to find out stuff. It's freaking strange. People trying to like favoritism. They got their little like favorite cliques out here. They favorize over others. The freaking churches out here are messed up. It's always like a King James Version only church out here in Crossville, Tennessee, mostly. King James Version only moment. If you don't have a King James Version, you're not good enough for the freaking church. And if you don't agree with their doctrine, you're not good enough for them to help you. It feels like you gotta like go to their freaking church or click in with them just for them to want to help you. Like mostly what these churches are about out here. With the people that are in need, they feel like if they are helping you, you have to like conform to their church or something, which is not how you help people or how you share the gospel with people. You're supposed to help all people in need, regardless if they're going to conform to your church or conform to Jesus or not. They don't have to conform to Jesus, believe in Jesus, for you to treat them like a freaking human being. You don't have to have a King James Version on the Bible. That's a freaking lie. If you believe the King James Version, if you like read it, cool. But when you're like criticizing people just because they have a different translation, they're like reading, then that's wrong. Like manipulation, what do they call it? Manipulation. Manipulating people. Twisting the freaking Bible. Twisting the freaking theologically of the King James Version. And the King James Version is not the accurate Bible. But if a homeless person asks for help, you're supposed to help them, and they don't have to go to your freaking church or conform to your ways for you to help them. It's like the Pentecostal woman, like, she's mad, like, maybe because I don't want to go to her church. I don't agree with her doctrines or belief. So she just feels like she didn't talk to me because I'm not conformed to her ways. Like, she was like, yeah, let's go get 22. And then all of a sudden, she changed out because I don't want to go to her church no more. That's freaking hypocritical, because if I don't want to go to your church or not, why do you gotta look down on me or act differently of this the plan change just because I don't want to conform to your ways. It's freaking how it is out here. It's freaking sad. So you make an excellent point. Going to the church should not have been a requirement or condition for them to willing to have a respectful discussion and provide information to help increase understanding. I believe in Jesus. I'm a Christian. But I'm talking about non-believers. You're absolutely right. People in vulnerable situations, whether seeking spiritual guidance, community support, or basic needs like food and shelter, should never have to compromise their own beliefs or afflictions as a prescribe for receiving care or kindness. True charity upholds individual dignity by serving all people unconditionally, regardless of religious, political, or other alignment. No one deserves to feel pressured or obligated to conform just to access necessary aid in times of need. The undermines the content and exports vulnerability, withholding assistance from those who disagree is a form of coercion. What do you say? coercion. That violates core ethical, in many cases, legal standards of non-discrimination. Organizations or individuals offering help have a duty to do so with full respect for people's autonomy and self-determination without strings or implant expectations attached. Following Jesus' example, the gospel calls Christians specifically to demonstrate compassion for the marginalized and disadvantaged as an end in itself, not as a means to recruit. You're right that conditional or forced leave have jeopardized people's welfare, agency, and basic human rights. Unconditional care of all people should be the norm, not the expectation. It's just raining, like every single freaking day of our life. You make an excellent point here. Jesus met people's physical and emotional needs first for healing and acts of love, developing trust before. We should follow the patient example. We should share the gospel with people, but if they don't want to receive Jesus, we should still help them. We can share the gospel calls us to help all people, not withhold aid or make faith agreements as a requirement of receiving care. Compassion should always take priority in the world. And that's what a lot of them churches do. Be like, come to my church and then I'll help you. It's freaking crazy. The gospel message should be freely shared out of genuine concern for others, not used accordingly as a requirement for receiving help. Forcing pressure and making church attendance a condition of material assistance undermines spiritual freedom and crosses ethical lines. People have the right to accept or reject spiritual teachings without losing access to food, shelter, or other basic human needs. Our calling is to introduce Christ with grace, not with manipulation. Through withholding resources from the vulnerable. Jesus set an example of conditional love, and that's not mostly conditional love, but how these people are acting like Christ, like they're not even acting like the Bible says, or how Jesus' example is. And that's why probably many unbelievers look down on the freaking Christian world. And some of the freaking unbelievers got more sense than these freaking so-called Christians. And we all know that these oneness Pentecostalism is not a freaking Christianity, it's a freaking cult. Jesus set an example of unconditional love through compassion, action versus their open relationships where people could freely choose to follow.